I'm Ian Cameron.
Jake Botanical.
David Lowe.
And Hillcrest?
Mark Cora.
Mark Tondrio.
Martin Krzywiński.
Marco Brinkle.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll play 3 rounds of questions with a 1-minute break between each round. Now, if the scorekeeper is ready, let's begin. A 40-point snap start for round 1. In mathematics, what would I call a numerical representation of 2 numbers whose quotient is to be determined? Martin?
Fraction?
That's correct. Which famous author wrote Gunga Din? Mark?
Rudyard Campbell.
No.
Sorry, I can't take that. Do I pass that over?
Yeah.
Okay. Philemon Wright? Jake?
Dan Kimball.
No. Rudyard Kipling. What South African? That's a reset, I think. What South African surgeon performed the first successful human heart transplant in 1967? Dr. Christian Barnard. Which Boston Bruins defenseman won the James Norris Trophy for 8 consecutive seasons? Ray Bourque? That's not correct. Hillcrest? Bobby Orr. 30-point open question in politics. Over which country did Juan Perón and his wife Evita rule?
Argentina.
That's correct. Who wrote the capitalist treatise, The Wealth of Nations? Adam Smith. In which Polish city did Lech Walesa first organize the Solidarity Labor Union?
Warsaw.
That's not correct. Hillcrest? Martin?
Danzig.
That would be acceptable. 30-point open question on firsts. Let's look at some outstanding firsts, all unrelated as we look at sports exploration and mythology. According to the mythology of the Greeks, who is the first woman on Earth? Martin?
Gaia.
No. Philemon Wright? David? Athena? No. Pandora. Which country's flag was the first to land on the moon?
United States.
That's not correct. Philemon Wright?
USSR.
That's correct. Okay. The date was August 6, 1926. What first was established by Gertrude Ederle? She was the first woman to swim the English Channel. 40-point team question. In this 2-part team question, whichever team is first to answer correctly the 10-point scramble question in part 1 is then eligible for the remaining 10-point questions in part 2. Part 1 scramble for 10 points. Kabuki and no are kinds of theater in what?
Play.
Now, Mark?
Play.
No.
That's not correct. I'll finish the question. In what country?
Japan.
That's correct. Okay, score 10 points for each correct answer. Part 2, the remaining questions deal with Japan, and these belong to Philemon Wright. Who was former Emperor Hirohito's father? Okay, Taisho. Which is the northernmost of the 4 main islands of Japan?
Honshu.
That's not correct. They have conference time on these, do they not?
Yes, they do. But you have to be reasonably fast on it.
Okay. What was the former name of Tokyo? Okay. Good answer.
Kyoto.
No. Edo. 40-point open question in math. You might want to have your pencils and papers ready for this one. Solve for x 3 times, in brackets, the quantity 2x plus 5 equals 27. David? That's correct. The next question, rounded to the nearest hundredth, what is 864 divided?
600.
Okay, I'll continue the question for Hillcrest. 864 divided by 17. Mark?
26.
That's not correct. 50.82 is the answer. I haven't checked it, though. Solve the following question for x. 2 in brackets times 4x minus 7 equals 5x plus 10. Mark, that's correct. Solve the following for y. 2y squared plus 3y minus 20 equals 2y squared minus 6y minus 38. David?
-2.
That's correct. 20-point open. We're reset, are we? Okay, 20-point open question on movies. This movie is based on a novel by Françoise Sagan and stars David Niven, Gene Siebert, and Deborah Carr. Name this movie. Bonjour Tristesse. Diana Ross and Michael Jackson starred in a movie based on The Wizard of Oz.
Wiz.
That's correct. Name the movie. 80-point assigned question on spellbinders. Here is an assigned question on spellbinders, okay, in which each member of each team is assigned a 10-point question. If you miss your question, then your counterpart on the opposing team will have a chance at it for 5 points. Please spell the names of the following major cities on the African continent. So you have to spell the name after I give you the description. And the assigned questions will start with Philemon Wright and Ian. The capital of Sudan, Khartoum. That's not correct. Mark?
Cartoun.
No, that's not right. Khartoum. Okay, the next question, Jake. The capital of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. That's correct. For George, Namibia's capital, Windhoek. No. Martin?
WINCOK.
No. Windhoek. The Kenyan capital, Nairobi, David.
NIR.
No, no, you can't correct yourself. You have to go in order, okay? But go ahead, Noe.
He was
NIROHBA.
No.
N-A-R.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Can I give them a 5-point option?
yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, next team.
Would you like to try, Marco?
No.
Ends with an I. You make the ruling or I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. That'll take care of it.
Okay, Mark, the capital of Zimbabwe, Harare.
HARIWAI.
That's not correct. Ian? Can I repeat? Harare? No. H-A-R-A-R-E. And for Mark, the historic East African trading port Zanzibar.
ZENZABAR.
And that's not correct. Jake? That is correct for 5. Martin, the capital of South Africa's Orange Free State, Bloemfontein.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Sorry?
I'd rather not.
George?
Yes.
Yeah.
George? Bloemfontein. Okay, Marco, the capital of Zaire, Kinshasa. J-I-N-S-H-A-S-A. We'll continue. A 30-point open question on Canadiana. Which two districts in the Northwest Territories are named after explorers? George?
Franklin or Keewatin?
No.
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 Franklin Mackenzie.
That's correct. Okay. What is the isthmus which connects New Brunswick and Nova Scotia? Chignecto. What is the name of the multi-level apartment complex that was the star attraction of Expo 67 in Montreal?
The habitation?
No.
No. Okay. Habitat. 40-point snap break to end the round. Canada's Yellowhead Highway runs west from Portage la Prairie but splits in the Western Mountains and has two endpoints. Name one. Jake?
Victoria?
That's not correct.
Vancouver.
That's not correct. Prince Rupert or Kamloops. On what part of the horse is the fetlock? Jake?
No.
Don't think so. Okay. No. The leg. What is the Hungarians' name for themselves?
Magyars.
That's correct. What does a numismatist collect? Mark? Mark?
Coins.
That's correct. Okay, we'll take a break. Snap start to round two. In Greek mythology, name the Titan who stole fire from Olympus.
Promethean.
That's correct. In a list of honors, what is the abbreviation for the title of knight? David? Sir? No?
KN.
That's not correct. KT. What is the capital of Romania?
Budapest.
No.
George?
Eucharist.
No. First audible answer was wrong.
Okay, and so I have to go
Bucharest.
Right.
It would be nice if you would wait until I give your name before you respond. I mean, I don't know whether you're on or not. Who wrote the World War I novel All Quiet on the Western Front? Martin?
Hemingway.
No. Eric Mariah Remarka. Who am I? Question. This question is worth 40 points if you guess the answer on the first clue and 10 points less with each succeeding clue until either team answers the question correctly. I am a sport which is an offshoot of the ancient British sport called melee.
Rugby.
That's not correct. Philemon Wright?
Cricket.
That's not correct either. I am somewhat similar to rugby, but a round ball which may be dribbled but not thrown is used. Martin?
Basketball.
No. Philemon Wright?
Soccer.
No. In ancient times, entire villages would enter into games which would last all day long, but today games last only an hour with 15 people per team. What sport am I?
Handball.
No. Philemon Wright?
Australian rules football.
No. Clue D. 1 point is scored by sending a ball over the net, 3 by sending it into the net. Competition is controlled by the Gaelic Athletic Association. Mark?
Polo.
No. Philemon Wright?
British handball.
No. Gaelic football or Irish football. 30-point open question on science. In a chemical reaction, what is the original substance known as? Mark?
Reactant.
That's correct. What are chemical reactions that release energy, such as burning fuels? Martin?
Exothermic.
That's correct. What are chemical reactions that absorb?
Endothermic.
That's correct. 30-point open question on air travel. Let's check some of the tags on bags on Canadian passenger jets bound for some of our cities. This one is bound for a city in Ontario. The letters on the tag read YOW.
Ottawa.
That's correct, Mark. Okay. Next, a briefcase appears whose tag reads YVR. Where does it wind up? Mark?
Vancouver.
That's correct. Another package destined for Eastern Canada. It is labeled YHZ. Mark?
Halifax.
That's correct also. 40-point open question on World War I. What famous battle in 1918 halted a major German offensive toward Paris and marked the beginning of the Allied offensives ending the war? The Second Battle of the Marne. Which French general was the Allied supreme commander on the Western Front? No? Foch? Foch or Foch?
Foch.
Foch. What treaty allowed Russia to drop out of the war? The Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. Name the day and hour of the armistice ending World War I was signed. Jake?
The 11th day of the 11th hour.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. 30-point open question on chemistry. I'll name an element and you supply its atomic weight. Don't worry about decimal places. Oxygen. Martin?
16.
That's right. Helium. Martin?
4.
That's correct. Potassium. David?
12.
That's not correct. Mark?
41.
That's not right. 39. 30-point open question on geography. In Africa, there used to be a country called the Democratic Republic of the Congo. What is it called now? Jake?
Zaire.
That's correct. What country was formerly called East Pakistan?
Bangladesh.
That's correct. Which Central American country was called British Honduras before it gained independence? Ian?
Mexico.
That's not correct. Lucas? Mark?
Belize.
Right.
Okay, I'll take that. 20-point open question on Canadian politics. Identify politicians who said the following, quote, "If some countries have too much history, we have too much geography." Jake?
Pearson.
No. Lucas?
Laurie.
No. William Lyon Mackenzie King. I stand in the first place for British Empire against the world, and within the British Empire, I stand first for Canada. David?
McDonald.
No. Mark?
Laurie.
No. Sir Robert Gordon. 30-point open question on children's stories. Which well-known author of spy stories authored the children's tale Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which was filmed in 19... Martin?
Ian Fleming.
That's correct. Which U.S. humorist authored the children's story Charlotte's Web in 1952? George?
Amy White.
That's right. Which Nobel Prize-winning novelist authored the story of Bongo the Unicycling Bear, which Walt Disney produced as a cartoon film? Sinclair Lewis. 40-point snap break to mid-round. What kind of man was Professor Harold Hill, according to the show's title?
Invisible Man.
No. Jake?
Psychic.
No. Music man. Who built San Simeon? William Randolph Hearst. What strait is located between southwestern Greenland and the eastern part of Baffin Island?
Baffin Strait.
No. George?
Hudson Strait.
No. Davis Strait. Who wrote Leaven of Malice and What's Bred in the Bone? Marco?
Robertson Davies.
That's right. Okay. 1 minute break until round 3. You want to move straight through this, Roger?
Yeah, let's, if both teams have no questions, let's just zip
Do
through.
we see the scoreboard?
Yeah. 95 to 10.
Okay, let's start with some snappers for round 3. First question. What color do acids turn witness paper? Martin?
Red.
That's right. What is a pugilist?
A boxer.
That's right. Who was the first Canadian to fly an airplane in this country? J.A.B. McCurdy. What was the title of Charles Lindbergh's 1954 autobiography? Martin? Philemon Wright? Spirit of St. Louis. 40-point team question. In this two-part team question, whichever team is first to answer correctly the 10-point scramble question in part 1 is then eligible for the remaining 10-point questions in part 2. Part 1, scramble for 10. What is the study of sociological patterns and characteristics of a population called? Jake?
Paleontology.
That's not correct.
Anthropology.
No, that's correct. That's not correct either. Demographics. We'll go on and we'll just use these as open questions.
Yep.
Is that the
Yep.
procedure? Open questions. questions. Which province or territory had the highest suicide rate in 1988?
Quebec?
That's correct. Which province or territory had the highest birth rate in 1988? Mark?
St. John's?
No. Jake?
Ontario?
No, Northwest Territories. What is the leading accidental cause of death for people aged 15, 19 years in Canada?
Car accident?
That's correct. Okay, 40-point open question on people. The voices of dozens of Warner Brothers cartoon characters were provided.
Mel Blanc?
That's correct. Okay, 2 of her autobiographies are titled Don't Fall Off the Mountain and You Can Get There From Here. Who is she?
Shirley MacLaine.
That's right. Who was nicknamed the Crown Prince of Baseball?
Babe Ruth?
No. No press? Al Sharpton. Which actress had the nickname America's Sweetheart? Ian?
Marilyn Monroe?
No. No press? Mary Pickford. 40-point open question on fiction. Some fictional characters have appeared a number of times in the movies and on television, played by different actors. We'll give you 3 actors. You give us the common role. What character has been portrayed by Sean Connery?
James Bond.
That's correct. Timothy Dalton and Roger Moore. okay, here are the actors. Frank Langella, Bela Lugosi, and Christopher Lee.
Superman.
No,
Dracula?
that's correct. Thank you.
Red team.
Probably hasn't been clear, but check it out. The 3 actresses, Margaret Rutherford, Angela Lansbury, and Helen Hayes. Mark?
Superwoman.
No. Miss Jane Marple. Christopher Lambert, Ron Ely, and Johnny Weissmuller. Mark?
Tarzan.
That's correct. 30-point open question on history. Who is the founder of Detroit? Jake?
Mark Detroit.
Oh. Yeah, this takes a long time to read. Antoine de la Motte Cadillac, sire of Cadillac. Who was Julius Caesar's wife at the time of his assassination?
Salvador?
That's right. What disease killed Al Capone? Mark?
Heart disease.
No. Jake?
Polio?
No, syphilis. 160 points, snap out and the game. Which Crown Corporation is responsible for rail passenger service in Canada? David?
CP Rail.
That's not correct.
Zero.
Zero. Trans-Canada Airlines is now called?
Air Canada.
That's correct. In what year did Canada celebrate its centennial?
18 or 1967.
No.
David?
1967.
Okay. In The Wizard of Oz, what color was the road Dorothy? Jake?
Yellow.
Okay. Bert Lahr played which character in the film The Wizard of Oz? George?
Lion?
I think we could go.
Yeah.
According to mythology, Cadmus sowed dragon's teeth in the ground. What did they spring up as? David?
Flowers.
No.
Dragons.
No. Armed warriors. A fidelista was a term originating in the 1960s for a follower of what revolutionary leader? Okay,
Fidel Castro.
that's correct. What is the name of Japan's largest island? George?
Honshu?
That's correct. What is the meaning of the French word marteau?
Hammer?
That's correct. Who is known as Norma Jean Baker before she became a star?
Marilyn Monroe.
That's right. What comedian and pianist has been billed as the unmelancholy dame?
Richie Little?
Victor Borge. What Canadian Prime Minister is associated with the Ross rifle scandal? Ian?
Trudeau?
No.
Martin. Bennett.
No. Sir Robert Borden. Whose home in Memphis, Tennessee is
Elvis.
Right.
by that? For what book is J.M. Barrie most noted? Jake?
Winnie the Pooh.
No. Peter Pan. What name is given to the strong alloy of iron and carbon?
Martin. Wait.
Time.
Who was called the Sultan of SWAT? Babe Ruth.
Okay. That's the end of the game.